Kia ora and welcome to our very first edition of Community Champions. Today it's my pleasure to introduce to you Terry Hancock. Welcome, Terry.
G'day, everyone. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure. Now, Terry started an amazing organization called On the House. Terry, tell us, what's On the House about?
So I didn't quite start it. My partner Rebecca started it. But On the House is a food rescue and redistribution organisation.
Yes.
So we collect food that may otherwise be thrown away and give it away for free to whoever needs it.
Fabulous. Well, great on Rebecca and you. You've been the face of it now for the last 5 or 6 years at least.
I've been involved since the start. We started in November 2017 and I went full-time about 3.5 years ago.
Fabulous.
So yes, been around.
Why did you start it?
So I met Rebecca in Wellington. So I'm born and bred around here, moved away for 25 years. Always wanted to come home and we moved back in 2013. Rebecca's doesn't have a licence, she's got a push bike.
Okay.
And she push biked around and she saw a need and wanted to do something about it and read an article about an organisation called the Wellington Free Store. What they do is they collect food, they go up down Willis Street, collect food, leftover food from cafes and give it away to homeless people. So thought about maybe we could do something like that here. And so she went down and saw them, saw another organisation called Just Zilch in Palmerston North and came back here all revved up and went from there. We asked a whole lot of cafes in the middle of town if they'd give us their service at the end of the day on a Thursday.
Yeah.
6 of them said yes. And a local businessman, Jeremy Thompson, said we could borrow his empty garage opposite the TSB showplace up here next to Vinyl Countdown by Bleach Cafe. Just a empty garage, no power, no water. We went and bought some shelving from Bunnings and it got my trolley from home and had some plastic bins, and that first night we walked around the middle of New Plymouth, collected 85 items of food. That's how we used to count in those days. And we had 13 customers who were mainly homeless or living in their cars.
Fantastic. Yeah, I remember Rebecca coming and seeing us 7 years ago about this initiative. I think it's a very clever name as well. Whose idea was On the House?
I think that was Rebecca's idea.
Yeah, great. So from that very initial start with an idea going on a push bike, Willow Street, seeing all that stuff, how far have you come in these 7 years?
Wow, 2024 we distributed over 240 tonne.
240,000 kilos, that is, right?
240,000 kilos, which is the equivalent to over 500,000 meals.
Wow.
With a retail value of about 1.7 million.
Super.
So
amazing.
Diverting that from landfill is about over 700,000 kilos of carbon emissions have been avoided.
Amazing.
And about 153.5 million litres of water saved from the food production cycle.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit more about that, because when I saw your facility a couple of months ago and I've heard you speak about this, the water saving, just tell the audience a little bit more about that if you can.
So by preventing that going to landfill and having that redistributed back into society, into the community, means that that food doesn't have to be reproduced. So that's the saving of water that would be used to produce that food.
Right.
So feeding to animals or in the manufacture process or on the land. So
I guess, Josh, we can't be throwing away food into the landfill because that's just a terrible waste. Is that your message?
Yeah. So it's crazy that all this love, energy and resources goes into creating this food just for it to move through the cycle, just to be thrown away and end up in landfill, which creates carbon emissions. When there's people that are hungry and can do with the food, that's insanity, really.
Absolutely. How do you make this happen? How many? You have a lot of volunteers. You know, what's your army looking like, if you can call it an army?
Yeah, so we've got 120 active volunteers and we've got a small paid team. And we distribute food in 2 ways. So we distribute it through our free stores, which we have 3. We have one on a Monday in Motoroa, one on Thursday in Strandon.
Yeah.
And anyone can attend those free stores. There's no judgment, no barriers. They're customers. We welcome them like customers. They're helping us reduce food, reduce waste. And then we have one on the off week of the pension, which we have in the middle of town from 1:30 to 2:30. So over 65s can come to that. And the other way we distribute food is from our community food hub, which you visited out in Waiwakaio, and that's to over 50 charities and community groups now.
Wow.
Which includes the 12 food banks.
Superb. So more information is available on your website?
Yes.
And the website is? Yeah?
onthehouse.org.nz.
Lovely. Thank you. Now, I know that you've been working with a few other charities through the Chamber.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us briefly about that?
Yes, we're very grateful to the Chamber for all the connections that they've been able to provide us and the support. It really, we're really grateful that we know that you've got our back.
Yeah.
So a couple of those I'd like to mention is Eat a Rainbow Foundation. They're awesome. They're a couple of girls who own a catering company, and they divert some of their profits to their charity, Eat a Rainbow, and they produce meals which they supply to, I think it's 9 charities now to help those. And then the other one is hospice, Taranaki Hospice.
Yes.
So, and we're providing surplus to them as well for the people up there that may need it.
Fantastic. Look, it really warms my heart to know that there's so much community good, and we're lucky to have Maura Young here, who's our partnership and projects manager. But what is close to her heart, of course, is Circulate, where we do things for organizations with a purpose. And you are one absolutely fabulous organization with a purpose. Before we close, you've won a couple of awards recently.
Yes, so we're very fortunate to have won a Chamber Award for environment, and we also won a Leadership and Climate Action Award at the Taranaki Regional Council Awards. Thanks,
that's great recognition. I know it's not why you do it. Why do you do it, Terry?
Oh, look, I'm pretty community focused. I love this region and always have, and anything I can do to uplift people and uplift all of us is great for everyone.
Fantastic. Look, we're so delighted that you're here today. The Chamber is happy to work with businesses, of course, but also with organizations that have a purpose. You've come a very long way from day one to 7 years down the line. Can I wish you all success and continue the great work you're doing, Terry?
Thanks, mate.